Brian from Fireside Yankees, and we've got so much to talk about. I appreciate you guys joining in and tapping in for this live stream. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Good afternoon once again to everybody who's stopping by. Welcome to Fireside Yankees, your one-stop shop for Yankees coverage. I'm your host, Ryan Garcia, and we are live after the Yankees 4-0 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going to recap all 4 games from this Tampa series, discuss the controversial calls from the umpires and scorers today. I've got a lot to say about that. We're going to take a trip to the farm and highlight some top performers that we'll give some more coverage to tomorrow. And we're going to preview the upcoming series in Cleveland. All of that and more coming up right here. But first, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or of course, this YouTube page. And stay up to date on our written coverage over on empiresportsmedia.com. That's empiresportsmedia.com. Follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM to see what I'm posting. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So the New York Yankees took 3 of 4 in Tampa. It was a series in which the Yankees, I feel like, showed the ability to win games even when they don't put up a ton of runs. And funnily enough, the game in which I thought were the most proficient offensively was the one they lost. So let's take a trip back to Thursday. The New York Yankees come to Tampa. They're playing at GMS, which is their home for spring training games, but this time they come in as a visitor. The Yankees have Will Warren on the bump. It's Taj Bradley going up against him, and Will Warren is only able to go through 1 2/3 innings pitch. He's only able to collect 5 outs. He immediately puts the Yankee bullpen on the back foot, and in a 4-game series, coming off of a 3-game series where the Yankees didn't have rest in between those games, it looked as if the Yankees would be doomed for the series. But despite a 2-run home run off of Ryan Yarbrough and a run being scored against Will Warren that gave the Rays a 3-1 lead early, the Yankees were able to bounce back. They put up 2 runs in the top of the 5th in that first game, as Cody Bellinger had an RBI ground out, Vladimir Cabrera had a solo home run, and the Yankees continued to pile on in the 6th inning. Jason Dominguez had an RBI ground out, and Ben Rice had an RBI single, a 2 RBI single. He had 4 hits in that game, and I think that game right there, which we'll get to highlight in a little bit, and we'll talk about Ben Rice in a little bit, was one of those games where you just sit back and go, this kid can hit. This kid can straight up just hit, and they have a guy in their offense who can keep the wheels moving or keep them in motion, even if Aaron Judge isn't hitting a billion home runs. And I think that's kind of the feel I've gotten from the Yankees early on, which is they're not overly reliant on Aaron Judge to put up runs. They don't just need Aaron Judge to hit. They can have other guys step up, fill in, be the star of the offense that day or the star of the pitching staff and win games doing that, which is extremely encouraging, especially considering where the Yankees have been at in recent years, where, we've often seen the Yankees struggle to, for lack of better terms, win games without Aaron Judge carrying them. That has always been the thing that has kind of bothered the Yankees in recent years. I was worried that without Juan Soto, that would rear its ugly head again this year. And look, we are still early enough into the season where it's hard to tell whether the Yankees offense is going to be really good all year or if they're going to slow down. But I will say I'm more confident in this offense to keep it going than I have been, in recent years. Like, I think that the start they're off to now is indicative of how good they are offensively. They've put up 4 runs off of a pretty good Rays pitching staff without Ben Rice, and they should have put up 5 runs. We'll talk about that in a bit. You could argue they should have put up more runs because there's some other bad calls in this game, but I digress. I'm not going to. I'll address that topic when we get there, but gosh, it's eating at me. That first game, Ben Rice carries the offense. They're able to get the job done. The Yankee pitching staff, after that Ryan Yarbrough home run, does not allow another run for the rest of the game. They pitched 6 shutout innings. The heroes of this game, in my opinion, came out of the bullpen. Tim Hill, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, no runs allowed, 1 hit. Ian Hamilton, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 1 2/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed. And then Devin Williams closed the door, 3 up, 3 down, 6 pitches. Yankees took game 1. Then moving on to game 2, This one was a lot closer. This was a tight-knit affair. The Yankees picked up a run on a Trent Grisham single. He's been another hero for the Yankees. He's someone who I expect to get some love in the Aspen Vodka Player of the Week voting this upcoming week. We'll talk about that in a bit. But Trent Grisham picks up the RBI single in the second, and neither of these two teams score after that. The Yankees had 5 hits. They reached base 4 times via walk. And that was really it. They reached base 9 times, but they only scored 1 run. And for Tampa Bay, they had 3 hits. They were walked 4 times, but the Yankee pitching staff struck out 15 Rays. They faced 32 batters. They struck out nearly half of them. Carlos Rodon, he got into early trouble. He allowed the first 2 base runners he saw in the first, and then he just shut it down. He struck out 9 batters across 6 scoreless frames, 4 walks, 2 hits. And I was really impressed with his ability to mix up the pitch mix and the sharpness of the slider. When Carlos Rodon is throwing his breaking ball, or that slider consistently, and when he's not relying on the 4-seamer too much, he is a dominant pitcher. And I think that he has the stuff and the makeup to be a solid starting pitcher. Definitely better than he's been at times throughout the season. So I was really, really happy with that performance. And then the bullpen again. Mark Leiter Jr., 2 strikeouts, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit allowed, no runs. Fernando Cruz, 2 strikeouts in a scoreless inning of work. Dominant outing. Luke Weaver gets the save, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, 3 up, 3 down. Easy peasy. The bullpen faced the minimum. They faced 9 batters and they recorded outs on every single one. The only situation in which they didn't quote unquote record an out directly was on the Mark Leiter Jr. double that Jonathan Aranda tried to stretch out for a triple, and a great defensive play. Got the job done. Trent Grisham relays it to Anthony Volpe. Volpe, perfect strike to Oswaldo Cabrera. Cabrera places the tag. Yankees get him out there. And the pitching staff, again, was just remarkable in this game. Defense is something we will highlight as well, because I thought the defense was really strong in this series. Now, the third game of this series is the one you want to forget. The Yankees get out to an early 3-0 lead. They're kind of cruising early and often. They're able to put up a run on a Paul Goldschmidt double play, and then Jazz Chisholm picks up an RBI single. Now, the Rays did respond back with an RBI single against Carlos Carrasco off of Yandy Diaz's bat that scored Jose Caballero, but the Yankees avoided further damage from there. Now, Aaron Judge and Austin Wells drove in 2 runs, 1 apiece in the 4th inning to make it a 5-1 game. Jake Magnum adds an RBI single, and Ben Wertvet a 2 RBI single. It was 6-4 at this point. And then Aaron Judge and Paul Goldschmidt at the top of the 9th added RBI singles. You start thinking to yourself, this is insurance. Devin Williams is coming in. You're up 4 runs. This is a win for the New York Yankees. You start chalking it up. You start thinking about, start spreading those damn news. It's going to be great. Yankees just took a series in Tampa. Let's go enjoy our Saturday night. No, not that. It was not that. After getting the first out on a Cameron Misner ground ball, Jose Caballero grounds it to Oswaldo Cabrera, and Oswaldo Cabrera commits a throwing error. Now, it was ruled a single with the throwing error advancing Caballero to second base. Chandler Simpson's added an RBI double on a ground rule double. The Yankees did initially catch a break here because Chandler Simpson likely would have gotten to third base, and I am of the opinion that Ben Wertvet would have scored. But that break did not really matter because Yandy Diaz hit an RBI single. This made it a 2-run game. And then Brandon Lowe delivers the game-tying RBI single. Devin Williams mercifully gets the inning-ending double play, but this is a tie game entering the top of the 10th. The Yankees get a single from Trent Grisham. Anthony Volpe decides not to score on that ball because the right fielder had the ball with time to throw him out pretty comfortably. And with first and third and no one out, Cody Bellinger, Oswaldo Cabrera, and JC Escarra had a chance to give the Yankees a lead and, put the Yankees in position to win again. But they're unable to come through. Bellinger strikes out, Cabrera strikes out, and Escarra with 2 outs flew out to right field. Yoendrys Gomez came in, and on the first batter he faces, which is Jonathan Aranda, he gives up the 2-run home run, the walk-off home run. It's a gut-wrenching loss for the New York Yankees. One of those losses where it would require a win on the next day to make it a series win to really wash out the taste of that ugly loss. A series split isn't the worst case scenario going into a series against an AL East rival, but if you blow that third game and that opportunity to win the series, and then you drop the series finale to split a series, that is a really, really, really tough situation to stomach. And the Yankees, there was a lot of pressure on them to win this fourth game, but there are a couple of issues. Number one, no Luke Weaver. Number two, Devin Williams, either A, you could argue you don't have the confidence in him to bring him into a tie game or a close game, and B, he may have been overworked, so I'm not sure he was even available today because of how long his ninth inning was yesterday. I don't know what the availability of Tim Hill was going to look like. Their bullpen was spent. This bullpen was spent, and with Max Fried on the bump, there was a lot of pressure on Max Fried to go out there and shove and pitch deep into this game and really shorten the game for this bullpen. The Yankees were not going to be able to rely on their bullpen to give them a deep outing and really pitch through this game. So what does Max Fried do? He delivers 7 2/3 innings of just dominant baseball. He goes out there, he shuts down the Rays offense. He only strikes out 2, but a lot of soft contact, only 2 walks, only 2 hits, and I'm going to put hits in quotation marks. And I guess we can transition from this fourth game recap into the umpire situation. But Fried was able to deliver a true gem. His ERA with the Yankees is now 1.42. He still has the best ERA in baseball since 2020 among qualified starters. This guy is the best run preventer in the world for the last 5 years almost. Like, this guy is truly, truly elite at what he does. I thought Boone pulled him at the appropriate time, gave him enough of a leash to try and get that 8th inning, but ultimately he gave up a leadoff single, and at that point, Boone goes to Cruz and says, hey, nail this thing down. Cruz certainly gave the Yankees a little bit of a heart attack because he walked 3 batters, including walking a batter in the 8th, that being Andy Diaz, to bring up Junior Caminero as the tying run. He ends up getting Caminero out. Then in the bottom of the 9th, Cruz walks the first 2 batters he faces. Then Matt Blake calls the mound visit. I think everyone in Yankee fandom is panicking and freaking out because we just saw them blow a 4-run lead. And the Yankees were able to get the job done because Fernando Cruz gets a strikeout and he gets a double play. And as pointed out by Drew here, it was Brad Ausmus. We'll talk about Boone in a bit because the reason Aaron Boone wasn't in this game and the Yankees won this one 4-0, a leadoff home run from Trent Grisham, a run in the 3rd on a RBI ground out from Cody Bellinger, and a Cody Bellinger home run in the 6th. Very important for him to get back on track. Really happy for him. I don't think it's a coincidence. It was on 420. And then an Austin Wells home run off the lefty in the 9th gave the Yankees the insurance and the runs they needed. They only technically needed 1 run, but I think the 4 runs gave us all the breathing room we desperately needed. And yeah, the Yankees were able to pick up another shutout win in this series. And now let's talk about the umpires, because this game was horribly umpired. I mean, it was horrendous. It was a tragedy. It was a true mockery of umpiring. These guys suck. These guys sucked at what they were doing. I mean, it was a joke. A joke. Genuinely. I mean, good God. It was so bad. So bad. I mean, we're gonna talk first about this Jason Dominguez at bat. Because Jason Dominguez saw 2 balls out of the zone. He should have walked twice in one at bat. Or one plate appearance is what it would have been, but it was an at bat because he struck out. They ring him up for strike 2, and you're just like, what the hell is going on here? And then you have later on in the game, Chandler Simpson hits a ground ball to Paul Goldschmidt. The scorers rule it an error. And I think you could argue for it to be an error or a hit, but that Paul Goldschmidt would tell you he should make that play. It bounced off his glove. He didn't field it properly. I think Paul Goldschmidt should have made that play. But more importantly, if you rule it an error and then proceed to rule it a hit 2 innings later during a no-hit bid, I think you're crazy. I think that's insane. I genuinely have no idea what the heck the Rays the scorers were thinking. The guy's throwing a freaking no-hitter, and you change it. The no-hit bid is over because you go, oh, sure, I guess this wasn't an error. On a play where you could argue it either way, stick to the error. Stick to an error. I mean, that is disgraceful. It is crazy. And to put cherry on top of this, and I excuse my language, shit cake, Aaron Judge hits a ball that is 5,000 feet over the fence and Clearly a fair ball. This could not be more obvious. You could not miss this if you had a replay review. I don't understand the point of replay review if you're not going to look at that video. I'm going to pull up the video. Let's pull up the video. That's what we should do. Let's let the fans, let's let everyone in here right now. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at this together. We're going to look at this together because I have no idea how you call this anything other than a home run. And I'm going to get rid of this overlay for a second to let you guys look. Okay. I'm going to just zoom. So Aaron Judge clearly hits a home run, but you know what? They don't call it a home run initially. That's fine. You have replay review. This is where replay review helps. You have replay review. Okay. You get another look. Let's see. Where is this ball? Oh, this is a great shot. If you, hold on, I'm trying to zoom this out a little bit. This ball is here. You can see it drop. This ball is so fair. This ball is so clearly a home run. And these umpires completely butcher it. This ball is way gone. This ball is so fair. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Look at this. Look at the foul pole and look at this. If you're an umpire and you see that and you go, I don't know, that ball looks foul. I can't tell if that ball's fair or foul. Are you serious? You can't tell if that ball's fair or foul? You can't tell whether that is a fair ball or a foul ball. How is that possible? How do you not see, oh, home run? I see this angle and I go, home run. That's a home run. Every time that's a home run. There's not a universe where that's not a home run. Not one. Not one universe where that's not a home run. And yeah, it was blatant. It was a blatant home run. It was obvious, clear as day, and that's what replay review is for clear, obvious, and indiscernible. That you, without a shadow of a doubt, you can tell, yeah, that's a home run. That is a home run every freaking time. And the thing that upsets me is that, let's say Fernando Cruz gives up a 3-run home run, or the Yankees give up a run here or there or whatever, and then they're put in a situation where they might lose the baseball game. Granted, you would look at the bullpen and say, hey, you got to perform better, and that would be understandable. But I'd also look at the damn umpires and go, hey, we should have 5 freaking runs on it. 5 runs on the board. We should have 5 without a shadow of a doubt. This was awful. It's so bad. There's no point to having replay review if you're not going to call the freaking call. How are you not going to overturn that? I don't understand. Now I got that out of my system. I'm going to take a sip of water. And we're going to go back to being happy because the New York Yankees took 6 games this week of the 7 they played. 6-1. They're 14-8 on the season. They've won 14 of their first 22 games to open the year. That is a 636 win percentage. 636 win percentage. Do some math here. That is a 103 win pace. Your New York Yankees are off to a good start. They're off to a good start, and there are a lot of games they should have won that they didn't over that stretch. And there are not a lot of games they had no business winning that they won. They won a lot. They have not really had undeserving wins. They have had wins or losses where you go, how'd they lose this game? There's no way they lost this game. You could argue Saturday was the best example of this. A game where, yeah, Williams did not pitch well, and I'm not going to, trust me, I will not let him off the hook. But one of those hits is a soft ground ball. Cabrera can't complete a play. Low bloops one into center. Like, there is some bad luck in the mix there, and some luck that didn't go the Yankees' way. So that does get factored into it for me. Like, the way I would explain it is I think Devin Williams pitched bad, but didn't pitch bad enough to allow 4 runs in 1 inning level bad, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Anywho, your New York Yankees, again, are 14-8, and that's just a beautiful thing to say. The New York Yankees are off to a great start. If the Dodgers hold this lead, the New York Yankees will have the best record in the American League. It's 2 outs, 1 on. Dodgers hold a 1-0 lead. And Evan Phillips coming in the game to try and nail this win down. So if this game holds up, if the Dodgers get this final out without any issues, the Yankees will have the best record in the American League heading into Monday, which is really cool. Really cool, really good. And in terms of teams with more losses or fewer losses than the Yankees, San Diego, the Dodgers, if the Dodgers win this game, the Giants, if the Giants win, if the Giants lose, they'll have the same record as us, but as of now, they have fewer losses. So 1, 2, 3 teams. Mets, that's 4. Yeah, there's 4 teams with fewer losses than the Yankees. That's a good number. That's a good number. And with our closer being completely unreliable to start the year, granted, we've gotten some hot starts from Trent Grisham and Ben Rice that won't sustain. There are some things about this team that won't hold itself up over the course of the season. Max Fried's ERA won't be 1.42, but I think there are things about this team that will also get better throughout the season as guys get healthier. So given the state of the rotation, I'll take it, right? Like you've got to look at what they are right now and what the rotation is right now and understand that like this group is seriously understaffed. That rotation is seriously understaffed, and they're right now 14th in ERA. 14th in ERA. They're 14th in strikeout to walk rate. They need to get better in that regard. Again, they need to walk fewer batters. They strike out a lot of dudes, but they need to just not walk so many guys. Like, holy heck, is that a problem for them? The Rangers just won. It was it's the bottom of the 8th, at the bottom of the 9th. I apologize. So there's an entire inning that has to be played, so I won't even pay attention to that game. But it's a really productive week for the Yankees. And speaking of the productive week, we're going to take a quick break here to reveal who won the Aspen Vodka Player of the Week poll, brought to you by Aspen Vodka. Proud sponsors of the Fireside Yankees brand, Aspen Vodka delivers a smooth drinking experience and is the vodka featured in the new espresso martinis at Yankee Stadium, which are available for purchase this season. You must be 21 or older to purchase and make sure to drink responsibly. And in an overwhelming win, I was kind of stunned as to how this just was not close. It was Ben Rice. Ben Rice was voted your Aspen Vodka Player of the Week. He had an 881 OPS and launched a home run this week, continuing his hot start to the season. Be on the lookout for a custom-made cocktail on our Instagram page, as our guy Sam will be whipping up something special for the fans. He did a Max Fried-inspired cocktail after Fried was named the first ever Aspen Vodka Player of the Week last week, with Max's Mule being available to remake at home thanks to Aspen Vodka. And we've got a graphic and a video, a graphic with the recipe and a video with Sam making it with a recipe as well, that you guys can view on our Instagram page and our Twitter as well. Thank you again to Aspen Vodka for this. And for Ben Rice, he's hit really well this year. David, I do understand that I think Grisham did perform better than Rice this week, but the polling began on Friday and it ended before today. So unfortunately, the one thing with Sunday games is that the polling will not, be able to reflect that. But what we try to do is when there are games that don't get factored into it with the polling, we will just tag it onto Grisham for this upcoming week. So Grisham will be likely one of the finalists you can vote for, and today's game will be one of the reasons why you can vote for him. So he'll be someone who gets votes. And if you want to vote for your Aspen Vodka Player of the Week, if you're like, hey, I want Trent Grisham to win. I want Aaron Judge to get 1. I want Max Fried to get 2. If you're part of Ben Rice FC, just like I am, and you want Ben Rice to go back to back, number 1, he's got to play well. Just hopefully he's okay. Number 2, vote. Again, you can vote on our Instagram and our Twitter. We post these usually on Friday to give as much, time for these players to play out the week. And these polls usually expire Sunday morning so that we can have a final count and we don't have anything weird where like the polls change Sunday and then the graphic we have for it has to change and then my announcement ages poorly. It's really just like a technical thing so that it's counted properly. We want to hold fair elections here for the Aspen Vodka Player of the Week. So Ben Rice, congratulations. It's his first. Max Fried was the winner of the first one. The second one goes to Ben Rice. I think that it's kind of appropriate that, those two guys are these guys that are getting that award, getting that recognition. It's kind of weird because I think Judge is interesting because I thought Judge was going to perform better in the poll because he's Aaron Judge, but Ben Rice it was not close. Like Ben Rice completely destroyed everyone in the polling. Like this was not close at all. This was the polling was basically over the day it dropped. Like the votes were overwhelming for Ben Rice. So yeah, just really, I thought that was really funny. Anywho, with that being said, we're going to take a trip down to the farm system and recap some of the minor league action going on. This week, the all of the full season teams continued their season. We have yet to get the start of the Florida Complex League and the Dominican Summer League, so just keep that in mind. We aren't going to cover games that haven't occurred yet, obviously. Today, the Scranton Rail Riders are yet to play. They'll play at 5:05. Taking the ball for Scranton is Eric Leal, who's 1-2 with a 4.70 ERA. And he will go up against Joey Gerber, former Yankee minor leaguer last year. And the Durham Bulls, they play the final game of this 6-game set in Durham, North Carolina. Now, in Double-A, the Somerset Patriots dropped the series finale to the Altoona Curve. Spencer Jones hit another home run. He's got six home runs. That leads the Eastern League. Today, he hit a 111-mile-per-hour home run. Rafael Flores tagged another home run today as well. He's got 3 home runs in the season. Another guy who could be on the verge of a AAA promotion relatively soon. At High A, the Hudson Valley Renegades had their string of starters delivering 9 strikeouts, which I thought was a crazy streak. They had 3 straight dudes strike out 9 batters. Ben Hess, Bryce Cunningham, and Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. I believe Josh Groves also struck out 9 batters in that mix. So I think it was a 4-starter streak. Kyle Carr took the ball, Yankee third rounder in 2023, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The bullpen for Hudson Valley was nasty. Notably, not a big day for George Lamar Jr. He went 0 for 4. Brendan Jones 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Not a ton of offense for Hudson Valley, but Josh Moylan delivered a solo home run, and they only really needed 2 runs to win this game, but they had 3 just in case. And then at Single A, there's some notable stuff that did actually happen here. Now, Gage Giel had a tough start, 3 walks, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 strikeouts. He was the Yankees' 4th rounder out of Miami this past year. And Roderick Arias did not play in this game, so another kind of notable prospect who didn't play in today's game. But Clayton Beater began his rehab assignment, and he delivered just a freaking amazing performance. I mean, 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. He sat 97 miles per hour on his fastball for the first time in his entire pro career by striking out the 4 batters he faced. He obviously didn't allow a hit, a run, a walk, etc., etc. He was dominant, and he looks really damn good. Threw a couple changeups as well. Got a swing and miss on one of them. Slider looks good. Fastball looks good. I am of the belief that Clayton Beater should be in this bullpen as soon as he's ready. He could help this team a lot. But some of the top performers from this week, Bryce Cunningham was brilliant. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz was brilliant. Both of them delivered shutouts. They struck out 9 batters. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, 6 2/3 innings. Bryce Cunningham, 7 innings. Ben Hess, 4 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs allowed. He had 1 run allowed, but it was unearned. I mean, those 3 guys are just unbelievable. Griffin Canning was ridiculous. 9 strikeouts, 6 scoreless innings of baseball. He recorded 3 at-bats against Jeff McNeil, or Jeff McNeil 3 at-bats against Canning. He recorded it out every single time. So that's a big league bat. A guy who's been a decent major leaguer. Actually, I'm going to be, let's be frank here. Jeff McNeil's been a pretty good big leaguer, and Griffin Canning had no problem putting him away. So Canning is someone that I think more Yankee fans should be. Griffin Herring. I said Canning. I apologize. Griffin Canning's also good. He's on the Mets, but Griffin Herring delivered a really strong performance too. He was remarkable. He has been one of the best pitchers in Single A this year. I'm really impressed thus far with the Yankee pitching staff at the minor league level. Cam Schlittler kind of struggled in his start, but not because of him, but because of errors. He had 6 runs, but 1 of them was earned. He pitched into the 5th inning, didn't complete 5, didn't miss bats, just didn't have his defense help him at all. And Grayson Carter, the Yankee 5th round pick from 2024 out of Vanderbilt, hit 100.7 miles per hour in his 4 2/3 innings of work, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So Spencer Jones had a big week. George Lamar Jr. had a couple knocks. Brendan Jones had a multi-homer week. His power, he's starting to tap into it a little bit more. Dylan Jaso is someone in Somerset who deserves some mention, and Jesus Rodriguez has gotten off to a hot start. We're going to do a deeper dive into the prospect report tomorrow because I'm going to have a full-fledged video for you guys ready to go. And again, just a really, 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 really good week for the Yankees on all levels. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was a really good week for the New York Yankee organization. With that being said, though, we're going to take a look and preview this upcoming series in Cleveland. And then from there, what we're going to do is field all of your questions. So if you got questions and you fired them in here beforehand or are looking to fire them in here now, start getting them ready because I'm going to just rip through all of them. I'm going to go through each question after we preview this series against Cleveland. This is Fireside Yankees. Again, if you're tuning in just now, Fireside Yankees, your one-stop shop for Yankee coverage. We appreciate you guys stopping by. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching to this point, because if you can stand my voice for 30 minutes, I think you should subscribe because I think I think I can talk a little bit. I can be a little bit much. With that being said, Yankees will start this series in Cleveland at 6:10 Eastern time. It'll be Clark Schmidt versus Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams, the Yankees have faced him quite a bit, and they've done a little bit of damage against Williams. He has a 4.58 ERA and 18 strikeouts this season. Clark Schmidt will take the bump. He had his first start of the year this past week against Kansas City. 5 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 3 runs. He's looking to build off that start and deliver another strong one for the Yankees. The Yankees are going to then have Will Warren pitch in this game against Tanner Bybee. Tanner Bybee, 5.85 ERA. Will Warren, 5.17. Bybee has really struggled to start the year, but there are some adjustments there that he has made in spring training that lead me to believe that he is due for a good one at some point soon. So I would not sleep on him at all. I would not view Tanner Bybee as someone to overlook. Same goes for Gavin Williams, although, Bybee has really struggled with his command and has given up the long ball a lot this year. He's allowed 7 home runs in 20 innings pitched, and his stuff plus is actually down. So I'm not sure if maybe what he improved upon in spring training didn't really translate. Gavin Williams, I'll bring him down a little bit more. He's also struggled with his command. A lot of walks, a lot of home runs, stuff plus a little bit down. Command has been way down for him. He's someone that, also I'm kind of shocked they're not pitching better than they are. Again, you just wonder if maybe they find it in this series. These are 2 talented young arms. They can kind of rip through a lineup any given day. But recently, they've not been able to. And then Luis Ortiz will take on Carlos Rodon at 1:10 p.m. The right-hander has a 2-2 record. He has a 5.48 ERA. He had an ugly first start, but since then it's kind of settled. He has started to pick up some more swings and misses, keep the ball on the ground more. He is pretty talented. He's got a real power arm. Now, what it is notable is the Yankees are facing 3 straight right-handed starters. That'll help. But in Ortiz's case, over his last 3 starts, a 3.24 ERA after allowing 7 runs in his first start of the season in San Diego. He does give up the home run ball a good bit. And again, all 3 of these guys are righties. They do have, to some extent, either in this past season or in previous seasons, they've had their struggles or they've had struggles with left-handed batters. And I wonder if that's something the Yankees can exploit because this is a very left-handed hitting offense or left-handed heavy offense. As for the Cleveland Guardians, what have been their strengths this season? They're 12-9. They're off to a really good start. But their offense has remained kind of the scrappy Guardians. They have 24 home runs, or I guess I should use live stats that I'm going to switch to right now. The Cleveland Guardians have 26 home runs. That is the 10th most in baseball, so a little more pop than last year. I will correct myself there. Their 104 WRC plus as a team is 14th in Major League Baseball. Their pitching staff has been interesting. Their pitching staff has a 3.98 ERA, which isn't bad. It's right around where the Yankees are, 3.99. But their FIP of 4.25 is indicative of one of their biggest problems, which has been the home run ball. They allow a 1.28 home runs per 9 as a pitching staff. That is the 11th highest mark in baseball. The Yankees, for context, 1.02. And, they have to work on that. That has to be something they improve on if they want to handle the Yankees, who have the most home runs in baseball. So can the Yankees get the home run ball going in this series? Because if they could, I think they have a pretty good chance of kind of dominating Cleveland here because of the amount of home run hitting they have. The big threats are kind of the big threats they've always had, that being Jose Ramirez, who is a monster and an MVP candidate year in and year out. You have Steven Kwan, who, again, is a really good player. Gabriel Arias has hit really well to start the year. Kyle Manzardo is someone not to sleep in. Kyle Manzardo looks really good. He's got 6 home runs. He leads the team in home runs. And surprisingly, I can't believe I'm saying this, Austin Hedges has 2 home runs in 8 games and has a 137 WRC plus. Don't know how. Daniel Schneemann has hit 2 home runs, and Bo Naylor has 2 home runs as well. Carlos Santana has kind of picked it up a little bit after a slow start to the season. This is a team that is going to try and beat you with really good defense, really good base running, and by making some good pitches. Whether they can or cannot against the Yankees, we shall see. And for the Yankees, it's Schmidt, Warren, Rodon. Three of those guys have something to prove here. I think all three of these guys, it would be good confidence boosters if they could turn in some good starts. For Rodon, can he make it back-to-back good starts for the first time this year? In between his good starts, he has some ugly starts. It has not been consistent for him. Can he just deliver another good one? For Will Warren, can he put past him a really bad start? And with the way Carrasco's pitched, which has been bad, can he just kind of have that start where he goes, no, I'm the fifth starter when whoever, Stroman or Heel gets back. I'm the damn fifth starter. I'm that guy. I can be the fifth starter for this team. I can deliver. He's got to have that start because right now he's winning by default. And I don't like that. You've got to win that spot because you earned it. And, I see a question here about Will Warren in the bullpen as a long reliever. I think that would be a fun idea because his stuff is good. It's just the command has been bad. But again, for Warren, this is an opportunity to really prove yourself and say, hey, I can do this. I can pitch. I can shove. I can do a job. Now, Warren will not have an easy time with the Guardians because they don't have massive strikeout issues. And they make pretty good swing decisions as a whole, and they hit right-handed pitching better than left-handed pitching. That's good for Rodon, bad for Warren and Schmidt. But again, for Will Warren, it's a really important week. For Schmidt, you want to just roll and have another good start. You want to build off of what was a solid start and have a good one and really go, yep, I'm reinforcement. Bullpen, you guys are good. No more at least 3 innings of, awful baseball from Marcus Stroman. So that is that. It's important for the Yankees to have the rotation finally establish something. With that being said, we're going to start taking questions here. We really appreciate you guys sticking by the way, and sticking through the show. We're going to be doing these Sunday shows to recap the week every single week. And so, want to have fun with this stuff. With that being said, let's start looking at the questions here. What do we got? Yankees win. All 4 teams in the AL East lost or are losing. Today is a good day. Yeah, this was a good week for the New York Yankees. This just was a good week for the New York Yankees. The Blue Jays lost. The Orioles lost 24-2. Oh my God, they got brutalized. Charlie Morton pitched. Oh, Cody Poteet. Oh, buddy. 5 runs. Oh, that sucks. I like Cody Poteet a lot. Dude, they got brutalized. This was ugly, man. This was Gary Sanchez pitched. Gary Sanchez pitched in this game. Yeah, that's not pretty. The Orioles got absolutely pantsed in this game. They got pantsed. This was an atrocious performance for the Orioles. There's good God. Blue Jays dropped the series to the Mariners. They are now 12-10. The Red Sox took the series from the White Sox, but they dropped the final game. They actually split their games with the White Sox, which they played all of them already. They're not going to play the White Sox again this year. The Yankees haven't played the White Sox. The Yankees have to make sure they capitalize on those games. White Sox are 5-16, and 3 of their 5 wins came against Boston. That's not a good feeling if you're Boston, especially considering they're up 4-2, had command of this game all throughout, and then coughed up 6 runs in the final 3 innings to lose it. Not the way you want to lose that game. So for the Yankees, you don't have cushion. I'm not going to get that far. You've got a 2-game lead in the AL East. It's nothing to write home about, especially this early in the year, but you're off to the best start in the American League East. The Rangers just lost, so you're off to the best start in the American League. Detroit lost today. So again, you are atop the American League as things stand right now. Through 22 games, it doesn't mean much, but it's good. It's good to be off to a good start, and you have to keep this rolling as things go. What hitters are getting unlucky and which are getting unlucky on the Yankees? I'm going to classify Jazz as getting unlucky. I have to look at the data. Yep, the xwOBA suggests it. He's hitting the ball hard, and he's not getting rewarded for it at all. A 146 BABIP, that's not going to hold up. He'll hit better. I think Volpe is running some bad luck, but I think he's about as good as his, profile has suggested he should be. I think Dominguez has actually a better wOBA than his xwOBA, but I thought today he got unlucky. I'm going to take a look quick here at the wOBA and xwOBA differential for the Yankees. Bellinger's gotten unlucky. Dominguez has gotten slightly lucky. Wells is relatively even. Goldschmidt's xwOBA and wOBA are actually even, which is surprising. Rice is underperforming his xwOBA. Aaron Judge slightly overperforming it, but it's by a small margin, and I don't think that's a luck or a bad luck thing. It's just like very rare that your WOBA and your ex-WOBA are the same. Trying to look at some other guys here. One qualified plate appearance. There we go. Escara's hitting about as much as he should. Peraza is hitting about as much as he should. Trent Grisham's gotten lucky, but like you kind of have to get lucky to put up the WRC plus he's putting up. Like you really can't do that without overperforming your ex-WOBA unless you're like the best hitter in the world, like Aaron Judge. But you know, I don't think I don't think it takes a genius for me to tell you that Trent Grisham's not going to have a 212 WRC plus and a 320 batting average with a 700 slugging percentage all year. So I'll say, like, I think they're hitting about as much as they should as a team. Like the Yankees are doing basically what they should as an offense. They're scoring as many runs as their quality of contact suggests they should. They're doing basically what they should. That is the best way to put it. They hit the ball really hard. They should be rewarded for that. They make good swing decisions. They should be rewarded for that. They lift the ball in the air a lot. Again, they should be rewarded for that. These are all really, really, really good traits. So, yeah. Tell Billy Matthews how you feel. I'm feeling really good. He's the scorer. I was like, I thought you were Billy Matthews. Yeah, he sucks. That guy blows. I'm sorry. I think he's just like, that's really bad. Then again, look, you know, you sometimes just make bad decisions, but like, I think that's stupid. I think it's stupid, man. I really do. Let's see. We've got the homer stuff here. We talked about that. Yeah, Williams sucked. Our defense sucked. Our defense sucked today, but our defense has not sucked this year. Our defense has been really, really good. The Yankees have been really good defensively this year. I know they made 2 errors today. Should be 3, but, you know, it's a different conversation. But they are second in fielding run value and are fourth. Oh, they fell in a little bit in DRS. 4th in defensive runs saved. 3 outs above average. That's in the top 10. They've been a really good defensive team, and they're the best framing team in baseball with 3.4 framing runs. They are crushing everybody in that category. This is a really good defensive team, folks. This is one of the best defensive teams in baseball so far. Let's see. First, the AL East. All the other AL East teams lost. Best run differential in the AL East. Ben Rice plays for our team. Who has it better than us? Right now, things are good. The only team that really has it better than us are all in the National League right now. So, as of things stand today, feel really damn good about where the Yankees are at right now. So, yeah, very, 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 very happy. Yeah, man, if we had Cole or Heel, dude. If we had Cole or Heel. I mean, good God, if we had Cole or Heel, right? Right. Yeah, glad his tests were negative. Glad they were negative because that would be a really big blow for the New York Yankees. 100%. 100%. 100% would have been a huge blow. Yankees making Williams sort of change it more than he wants? No, I think he's just not executing his pitches. I think he's just not doing a job. Like, I just think he needs to get the command right and needs to do a damn job because, like, that was a bad blown save. You walk Ben Wortvet. What the hell are we doing walking Ben Wortvet? Go after the guy. Go after the guy. Like, throw it down the middle. I don't care. If it's a 2-run home run, you tip the cap, dude. If Ben Wortvet hits a 2-run home run off, you tip the damn cap and you move on. Walking him? Are you serious? What's going to happen if you throw a fastball over the plate to that guy? He's going to pop out. He's going to strike out. He's going to hit a fly ball. It's like Carrasco when he fell down 3-1 to Wortvet and then has to pour in a fastball because he fell down 3 on the count, put him in a swing count where he's looking for that pitch. What the hell are we doing? Look, I think Williams will get it going. Carrasco, I don't feel that way about. I think for Carrasco, like, he's been bad for 2 years. He's been bad this year. This is just who he is. The Yankees need to stop treating him like a traditional starter. He's not good. He can't pitch. Like, he's not good at this. And Stroman's not better than him either. Like, they both suck. They should figure out ways to, you know, mix things up there. But yeah, the Yankees sometimes they just walk dudes. You're like, what the hell's going on? Like, start down the plate, guys. What are we doing? Even today a little bit. I'm like, Cruz, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go throw it down the plate. Anywho. Yeah, if they had Cole and Heel, they'd have Cole, Fried, Heel, Schmidt, Rodon. And I mean, that rotation's devastatingly good. This team would probably be, think about how good this team would be if they had Cole or Heel, not even both, just one of them. Just one. Carrasco doesn't make this team, or he shouldn't have made this team if that happened. Maybe they would have had him make it over Warren, but like the idea of not having Stroman and Carrasco pitch games and you have 2 good starters pitch games instead of them, it's pretty good. Pretty good outcome. it just pains me to think about the fact that Stroman and Carrasco, man, it's just frustrating. Rodon's the 5th starter would be ridiculous. Yeah, it would be. If Rodon, Schmidt, and Heel are battling it out to be your 3, 4, and 5 starters, that's a great situation to be in. Unfortunately, that's not the situation the Yankees will be in with Garrett. They won't have Garrett Cole to do that with. They'll have to get a starter and then get everyone healthy and make sure everyone's healthy at once to make sure it happens, which very rarely does. So yeah, it's frustrating. Definitely frustrating. That is what it is, right? It is what it is. What players could get called up this season to replace Pablo Reyes? I don't think they have internal options for that. Yeah, I don't think they have internal options for that. I don't. Because they don't have a lot of right-handed hitting prospects that are available to go this year. Like Rafael Flores, yeah, but like he's a catcher and first baseman. And that doesn't help you because you already have a logjam at DH and first base a little bit with Rice and Goldschmidt, and then Stanton potentially coming back, and like that complicates everything. They need to trade for a right-handed bat, in my opinion. They need to go out and acquire one. They'll have right-handed hitting come up through the system, hopefully, but with George Lombard Jr. being kind of the forefront of that. But yeah, they're gonna need some help. You can go trade for someone. That depth with Peraza and Reyes, it's bad. Those two guys can't hit. Like, they can't hit. So, yeah, Lombard can't get here soon enough. They need to go trade for someone to be a right-handed bat, and they should do it as soon as possible. Like, if a team's willing to get rid of a right-handed hitter, like, tomorrow, like, go get him. Go get him. So, that's where Ryan Garcia stands on the issue. Yeah. So, again, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, check out Fireside Yankees, and follow us on our social media pages. Have to throw another plug in there. As for trade targets, I think, again, it's too early because we don't really know who's bad and who's good yet. Like, again, I'm going to use kind of some slumping teams here. Do we buy into the Braves selling at the deadline? Like, they're not good right now. They've played really bad. But they're 8-13. Like, not to gas up what being 8-13 is, but in the wild card race, they're 4.5 games out of a wild card spot, right? Like, their season's not over. Their season did not just end, right? Like, they're 8-5 since their 0-7 start. They've turned it around a little bit. What about Minnesota? Like, they're 5 games out of a wild card spot. Again, they're not out of it. They're just not. They're not out of it. The White Sox, you could go, yeah, they're not going to, make the playoffs. And I agree. I don't think they will. I don't think Colorado's making the playoffs. I don't think Pittsburgh's making the playoffs. I don't think Washington's making the playoffs. I don't think St. Louis is making the playoffs. Miami, I don't think they're making the playoffs. And that's kind of the teams I think I know aren't making the playoffs. That's Miami, St. Louis, Washington, Pittsburgh, Colorado, and the White Sox. It's 6 teams, and they're bad. They don't really have a lot of right-handed hitting. You go Nolan Arenado, but I'm not really a big Nolan Arenado guy. I don't think he's particularly good. Like, this year, he's hit well. Don't get me wrong; he's played well, and I, if he continues to play well, I'll change my tune. But he still isn't barreling the ball. He has not hit for power. He's walked a ton. I don't know if I'm into this profile. Like, I know that Goldschmidt hasn't hit the ball hard either, but his xWOB was really good. Arenado's is really bad. And you got another 2 years that deal. So, right, not sure I'm a particularly big fan of acquiring him. And that matters, and I don't think the swing works for Yankee Stadium, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I'm not a big fan of Arenado, and he might be their best right-handed hitting option of that group. Like, Pittsburgh, what right-handed hitter are they offering? I mean, you could talk about Brian Hayes, and maybe a situation change would be good for him, but for the Pirates, why would you trade Brian Hayes? Like, you need good young players. You don't have enough of them. And for the Yankees, you got 60 WRC plus this year. Like, at what point do you just acquire a good player and not take a flyer? There's a threshold for me where if you have a 60 WRC plus, yeah, man, I don't really want you on my team. I don't care how good the underlying data is. It's still not, it takes a lot to have a 60 WRC plus and also have good underlying data. Like, it takes a lot of bad luck, and almost so much bad luck that I don't know that's feasible. So, and you also have to make the changes in season instead of the off season. So that matters to me as well. Like, Washington, they're young too, so could I even throw Washington as, yeah, they're 100% not going to make the playoffs. No shot. Oh, no shot. Like, if they win, They're 9-12, and they have a lead right now. They're up 3-2 against the Rockies. Is 9-12, season over? No, it's not. And right-handed hitting wise, they don't got anyone that I think they're going to trade. Are they trading Dylan Cruz or no? Jacob Young's an outfielder. Dylan Cruz is an outfielder. I think Ahmed Rosario is he the difference between you having a good or bad situation at third base? He can't really play third base. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure who's going to be available. That's kind of the situation right now. With the disparity of outcomes being so far apart with a lot of players from year to year, will teams be reluctant to give players massive deals? No, I think that we have more information to help us more reliably figure out who's good and who's not. And so I think that teams spend more conservatively for sure, but they'll spend lucratively on players they really believe in. It's more so like, I think we'll still see salaries go up. I think we'll still see teams pay players, but you don't see the 7-year contract given to a guy that they don't really believe in anymore. Like you just see the 3-year, 4-year deals, 5-year deals. And for players, it's kind of beneficial because the more they can prove it, the more money they get and the less haggling, and the AAV is pretty good. I do think that some players will take long-term deals this winter that maybe aren't the best for them, because of the lockout coming up. So I do wonder how that'll affect the market, because I think there will be a lockout. That's just a guess, though. Ryan Garcia running for office with their goal of getting a right-handed hitting third baseman for the Yankees. Yeah, that's prerogative. And again, the talent pool of right-handed hitting third baseman is utterly garbage, man. It's so bad. There are not a lot of good ones out there that are going to be available at the deadline. Michael Garcia, no, he's not going to be available. He has a 110 WRC plus. The Royals should keep him. Yaniel Suarez has been awful late. Oh my God, he's an 84 WRC plus. Good God, he's been bad. I heard he was off to an insane start. I don't think that he's going to get traded to the Yankees if he hits this poorly, and I don't think the Yankees should trade for him if he hits this poorly. Alec Boehm was like a popular guy for me, and like, dude, he sucks right now. Like, he's abysmally bad right now as things stand. He is like utter horse crap. He has a 30 WRC plus. And Nolan Arenado's been good, but again, like, it's a big contract. Not really sure. Isaac Paredes is on an Astros team that is going to contend and is young and has controllable years and fits that ballpark well. Like, Jonathan India, maybe, like, he's got a year left. If the Royals are out of it, maybe they trade him, but can he play third reliably? Like, second base, even? It's Christian Campbell. He's obviously not getting traded. Gabriel Arias, he's not getting traded. Cal Farmer, Otto Lopez, like, Nico Horner's fun. I like Nico Horner, but like, why would the Cubs trade him? They didn't over the winter. Why would they do it now? They just optioned Matt Shaw. I don't think they're going to trade. They might trade for an infielder. I don't know if they're in a situation to trade away an infielder. Trying to look at shortstops, maybe like someone who can transition to third. Volpe's there. He's one of the top hitting shortstops in the league this year. He's on the Yankees already. Bichette, like, are the Blue Jays going to trade him here? No. Trevor Story, Jacob Wilson, like, no, they're not getting traded. Bobby Witt Jr., obviously not getting traded. Mookie Betts, no duh, not getting traded. Turner, no. Bogarts, no. I don't want that contract. Jeremy Pena, no. Carlos Correa is fun, but, like, is he going to get traded? Are the Yankees going to take on that salary? Right? Can Ben Rice play third? That's the ultimate question. Can Ben Rice play third base? That's really where we're at. I don't really know what the infield. Every time the Yankees have a need, the market sucks. The market blows. The market blows for that position group. And I think it's hilarious. So, yeah. With that being said, though, we're going to start wrapping things up in a few. We're getting to the hour mark. Really want to thank you guys for popping out, showing up to this live stream, giving us a really fun show, giving us a lot of really fun questions. We're going to do these every Sunday. We have a live show on Friday mornings. And yeah, we have a lot of social media content we're going to be pumping out. We got a prospect report coming your way this tomorrow morning. And finally, I just want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Yankees are off to a good start. That's cool. But I really want to express my appreciation for what you guys have done for us, and what we've been able to do because of your support and your continued support. So we want to thank you guys there. Happy Easter. If you celebrate Easter, spend some time with the family. take the time to enjoy time with family and be with loved ones if you celebrate. If you don't, it's a Sunday. Be with loved ones anyways, because it's Sunday. Have an easy, lazy Sunday. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to continue to talk about this team. We've got a 3-game set in Cleveland coming up. After that series, I believe they have the day off on the 24th. Yes, they do. And then on Friday, they'll come back home and they'll host the Toronto Blue Jays for their first matchup with Toronto, who is currently second place in the American League. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys popping out. Have a great rest of your day. I want to answer this one right here, though, before I get going. I could see us trading for Correa because he's a good fit. Like, he just makes sense for the Yankees, especially if like Kyle Tucker got extended. Like, it'd be really cool. But I don't think the Twins are going to trade him. I still don't think they are. I don't know. It's just me. Cruise Control News. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well after these great wins the Yankees have had this week. Again, really one sour note. It was a very sour note, but end of the day, it's one loss. One loss is just one loss. And anytime you go 6-1 in a week, thumbs up for me. Thumbs up for me. Yankees going to keep it rolling, though. Keep rolling in Cleveland. My goal is 2 of 3. Take 2 of 3, win the series. You just got to keep stacking series W's. You stack a series W, you take 2 of 3. You can take 2 of 3, you're 16-9 on the season. It's pretty good, right? It's a nice number. Let's get to that number. Don't want to talk sweep, but that's a nice number, right? It's a nice number. And then you get an off day, and you can roll into a series in Toronto and go, all right, we're 16-9. Let's prove something here. Yeah, that loss sucked. We thought we were cooking out Soto. Look, it's a long year. I'm going to wait and see before I sit here and start going, oh, without Soto, we're still this and that. Like, I want to win more games than 14 before I start, talking about how really this team's a really good team. This team's a good team from what we know, but it's also 22 games, right? The same way I talk about this so often, not because I like hearing, not because I like to be a pessimist or anything like that, but just to, just because I think it's important to talk about. Like, you don't want to ride too high, you don't want to ride too low. The Yankees had a really bad week last week, a really good week this week. Right? Like, they were 1 game above 500 going into that Kansas City series. Now they're 6 games above 500. Right? That's the fun stuff. But again, we'll have to wait and see how these things play out this week and how they finish up their month of April. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And I do want to say, I do think that Williams will get things going again. I think that you do have to trust Weaver more right now. Like, I'm sorry, I just do. No disrespect to Mr. Williams. I just trust Weaver a lot more right now. But I think Williams will get it going. I don't think you have to trade for the closer at the deadline. And I also don't think the Yankees are going to trade for a star-studded closer. I think they're just going to trade for some random reliever who they turn into a stud. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Happy Easter. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Let's go Yankees. Links to everything in the description to check out our work. Peace out.